If it was a white person, would it be repulsive?
No. So Tuchel's mom thinks Jude Bellingham has a bad attitude.
That's so random. Even when I saw it, I was like, I don't even know what to think. It's such a random thing to say.
You know what I thought? I was like, now all the dots are connecting.
It's okay. What do you mean by the dots? Do you mean, okay, I don't know what that should be. Do you mean like the AH dots or the other kind of dots? Add.
It's linked. It's linked.
So it's linked to.
It's linked. Like in my mind, that
1939 to 45.
That helps explain it.
Okay.
However, it more helps me understand why Tuchel is like Tuchel is, because Chelsea fans forgot because they won a Champions League or whatever, but I never forgot. This is why I was never really with him. Do you remember what happened with Demba Ba?
That's PSG game, yeah.
Yeah. And the assistant referee said something to the Başakşehir assistant coach, whose name was Weibo, Philip or Peter Weibo. And Tuchel was like, I didn't hear anything. It's not a big deal. We moved on. Let's just play football. And Demba Ba, like, he got a red card. He went off because, Demba Ba is about that life. Then there was another incident with Neymar. They were playing Marseille, PSG. And Neymar was racially abused, and Tuchel was like, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. That was his thing. I didn't hear it. So he didn't even come out really and back Neymar. He just said the stock thing of racism is not allowed in our game, but he didn't support Neymar in a way that I thought was real. So I've always in the back of my mind, I've questioned Tuchel, and I've just questioned Tuchel. So now that his mother has come out and said, I want to get the quote exactly. So let me pull up my phone.
Mama Tuk.
Sometimes you see the rage and you see the hunger and the rage and the fire, and it comes out in a way that can be a bit repulsive. For example, for my mother, when she sits in front of the TV. So Jude Bellingham's passion is repulsive. Now, I want to know why would you tell us this if it's not something that you thought he needed to rein in as well? Like, it's not slightly repulsive or actually repulsive to you. What's the purpose? Can you think of a purpose?
For me, I think, look, like when you're a manager, it's you're doing two jobs as a manager. You're doing a job as a football manager and also as a psychologist as well. So it's a game of psychology of like what kind of things can I say in public and in private to get the right positive response out of my player. And also you're also playing like the press game as well. So somehow in Tuchel's mind, somehow he feels that saying this in public he has to believe that him saying this is going to have a positive effect on Bellingham and on the England team. Now, I just don't know how it will. Because I think like Bellingham I think he even said it during the Euros, that because people were questioning his attitude, and that and he even said it in his documentary that like, oh no, that's just how I am. And he even said that he wanted to make that documentary based on just the false pretenses that people had about him and his personality. I think he even said in the documentary that like, bro, I just want to win. I'm just passionate. That's just how I am, And my thing though is, and this is where it gets real, if it was a white person, would it be repulsive?
No.
So if it's a white person, it's desire and he cares.
Passion, desire.
It's passion.
It's all of the things that they say that footballers don't have enough of.
Yeah.
They don't care enough. They're just mercenaries. They're there for money. They don't even want to play for their country. Where's the fight? Where's the fire? Where's the desire? Where's the passion? It's stereotypical Englishness that he's showing, but it's not filtered through that. It's filtered through like he should be happy to be here. He shouldn't, he's too big for his boots. What has he done in the game? He's too young.
Well, I mean, he won the UCL in his debut season, so, he did do something.
If English people care about the Champions League or what happens in La Liga in the first place. But yeah, it's not being filtered through like the young hungry lion filter as it would for like Harry
Free
Kane.
lines on the shirt. That's right.
It's not being filtered through that one. It's going like through the Daily Mail filter.
No, but you know what I think. Look, so like, let's look at this on a macro level. Struggled against Andorra the Explorer, and Africa got their get back against the Colonial Masters. So I think when you just look at that double trouble,
They did that.
he
in
has to say
02,
something.
really. Senegal did that really in 02.